Welcome to a new video series game. Welcome to Pro Philosopher, also Curtis Jones, Pro Philosopher. You might ask yourself, Rohal, what the fuck are you doing? What is this? Why aren't you doing like literally anything else that is already on your channel? Let me turn down the music a little. I think it's yeah, great start. Because I'm still somewhat sick and I don't want to put in any effort whatsoever. So, what the hell is this about? Well, it basically says everything you need to know in the title. Well, that's not quite true. Apparently, it started out as a fan game for the Ace Attorney series. But then it went completely off the rails, crashed into an orphanage, and, well, this was the result. It's basically a game where you have to save your life by debating a variety of historical philosophers and like poking holes into the arguments. Yeah. I don't know if it is any good yet, but if it turns out that it is any good and you want to see more of this, do let me know. I'm not sure if there's more material than just a single video, but well, we will see. But there is in fact a second game too, if this turns out to be actually popular. So let's just get started. One New York morning. I mean, the art is somewhat simple, but it's not bad. No, certainly not for a fan project. Morning, Ari. You ready for school? How do I... Oh, I have to click on the arrow. Of course, guess what? We are talking about John Stuart Mill in class today. I am not familiar with this. Oh yeah, small warning about philosophy and debating. I am not good in either. Who? Yeah. You're kidding, right, John Stuart Mill? Oh, wait, I think I know. He's a comedian, right? Moral philosopher? Utilitarianism? Okay, I do know utilitarianism. At least it's the philosophy that says that you have to always follow the path that leads to the most happiness for the most people. Like the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few type of stuff. Let's see. He's brilliant. Opened up my eyes to a new way to view the world. Dad? Oh, that's his daughter? I guess the hairstyle. The hair color is similar. I should have known. But he does not look like he has a college daughter. Like, not nearly old enough, I mean. Dad! What? Are you paying attention to anything I just said? Also, I'm not sure where to put my camera yet. Let me maybe put it into more like the corner. Then put the game right over here so it looks like I'm actually looking at the game. So, yeah. I still have quite a bit of fever and headache, so yeah. You will see the quality coming out of my ears, or it might be pus. Oh, someone's at the door. You can tell me about this later, okay? Well, hurry up. I have school in half an hour. My name is Socrates Jones. Everyone in my family seems to care about philosophy, but I could never really get into it. Yeah, same. I'm just an accountant after all. Why should I care about the nature of right and wrong? Not same, I'm not in this, an accountant in the slightest. Well, hey there. Hi. Name's Billy. Billy the salesman. I was traveling this country selling my wares when I saw your shabby apartment and instantly knew there lives a man who appreciates a good deal. I mean, if someone came at me with this sales pitch, I would at least hear him out. I gotta admit that that's kind of funny. Excuse me? And the music is now too quiet. Huh. The game runs in a tiny window, so at least I can keep an eye on my sound settings. For OBS, not the game itself. The game has preciously few in the terms of settings. It's speech volume, Ace Attorney style dots. Anyway, how would you like to hear about the fabulous bargains I have for you today? Oh, I'm sorry, I have to take my daughter. What about me? Ah, what are you doing here? Yep, I got bored. You're just outside the door, but I just left. Doesn't mean I can't be bored with this guy. I'm glad you asked, little lady. My name's Billy, Billy the salesman. I was traveling this country selling my wares when I saw... Yes, listen, Billy, I'm sorry, but I think we should hear him out. What? If you don't bother to at least listen, you aren't going to get anywhere. Thank you, miss, you won't regret it. Pretty sure I will. Okay, Billy, let's hear what you've got. Right. Presentation. Buy my product. I have a great product for you. They did a good job for the music, for the mood at least, I think. Let me crank this up. Wait, let me shut off my mic for a second. I have ran out of tissues already, and I am relegated to toilet paper. Just in case you wanted to know, which you probably didn't. It's the best there is. I need my product to do what it does. You don't want those pests around. So it's what, mouse traps or what? And that's what I've got for you all. He started out strong and then fell off a cliff. But you hardly told me anything. Horse feathers, I told you my product was the best, didn't I? What more do you need to know? What it does? Oh, Ariadne Jones, this is all your fault. You didn't tell me anything. At least he has a good naming sense. Ariadne is cool. Naming him Socrates was a bit cruel by his parents, though. What do I do? Ah, it's the tutorial. Generally, one goes about getting more information by asking questions. In this case, it's probably more appropriate to ask for clarification. Okay. If I can clear up any vagueness surrounding his ideas, you'll be in a much better position to deal with them. Right. Okay then. Good. Most arguments are made out of multiple statements. Be sure to check them all for anything that seems vague. Okay. So they are sticking to a sort of Ace Attorney style gameplay. So what do you think, partner? You're buying? Actually, could I hear pitch again? Sure thing, partner. Ask for clarification option added. Argument. I have a great product for you. Yeah. And what kind of product would that be exactly? Will is deer repellent. Is this a tiger repelling stone type of deal? You probably know it from The Simpsons, like where Lisa tries to sell Homer a stone that repels tigers, and her whole argument is, well, you don't see any tigers around, do you? So the stone works. And of course Homer is willing to buy the stone. Oh, okay. That wasn't so hard. Statement updated. The product I've got here is Billy's deer repellent. It's the best there is. Yeah, why? What do you mean by that? It's the best. It's better than the rest. It's really good at doing what it does, partner. Right. Guess there's no clarifying this bit of sales speak. Okay. It's the best there is. I need my product to do what it does. Why though? And what does it do exactly? Why? It only protects you from danger. The danger of deer. Then trust me, you can use all the protection you can get. Well, his argument's much clearer now. Maybe I do need this deer repellent after all. Are you serious? What? Am I wrong? That you can't just let an argument go unexamined, no matter how clearly stated. Especially when someone's trying to talk you into buying deer repellent. But I got him to clarify everything. What else is there to do? Come on, Dad. In a situation like this, if something seems to be on shaky ground, you need to press for backing. Make sure he can support a statement with foundational ideas. Hello, I'm still here. Right, sorry, can I hear your pitch again? Again? Well, okay. Press for backing option added. I like that he called for attention towards the tutorial a bit, like, you don't talk behind my back. I don't think we need backing on this one. Let's try it anyway. What evidence do we have to support that statement? You see the bottles in my bag? Yes. They say Billy's deer repellent on them. Oh, you're even the manufacturer. Oh. I think it's safe to say that that's the name of the product, don't you? Okay. Yeah, that didn't need any backing. It's the best there is. Okay, why? Can you back that statement up? Sure thing, partner. My product does everything better than competing products. Are there even other? I guess there might actually be deer repellents. I mean, they do eat plants and stuff you might not want to have eaten. I don't know how useful it will be in an apartment complex, but... Therefore, it's by definition the best. There are competing products? Well, no. Okay, they are apparently not. I am now curious. Give me a second. I need to Google deer repellent. There actually is plenty of deer repellent spray. That is a legitimate product that exists. And apparently it stinks very badly, so that's how it repels deers, if you are curious. The music is too loud now. I'll leave it at that range. But that means, without a doubt, mine's the best. That's a lie, good sir. I just googled it. There's plenty of deer repellent. Hey, maybe I should call it Billy's best deer pet. It's the best there is. You need my product to protect you from dangers of deer. Yeah, why though? Can you back that up? Well, you never know when a deer will attack. And if you don't have my product, you'll be in quite a predicament, partner. Better to be safe than sorry. Hold on, I'm not sure I buy this. You're talking about deer, right? That's right. As in Bambi? Well, yeah, I guess, partner. And not every deer are so small and cute like Bambi. There are large ones with antlers and stuff. Deer can actually be quite dangerous. And that's not even getting into moose. These things are giant. I see. Are you really trying to tell me Bambi poses a threat to my well-being? It's going to take quite a bit of convincing. Bambi is dangerous, partner. He may look cute, but that deer's a little monster. Let me tell you why deer are a menace to our society. They eat our crops. Yeah, that's true. They steal our jobs. I am struggling to think of a job a deer could steal. Every year they cause accidents and injuries. That's true. You can run into one. With your car, I mean. Why, the only reason you're safe is that I'm here with my repellent. And there we go. As you can see, those darn deer threaten our very way of life. A threat, huh? Not sure if everything you've said here is true. You know that in a debate you can do more than just ask questions. While jacking off is a sort of existing, I won't call it legitimate, debate tactic, jacking off stands for just asking question. To be completely obnoxious and repetitive with your questioning. Anyway. In fact, sometimes that just won't cut it. Oh? Sometimes you may need to challenge your point with a counterpoint. Some facts or observations which throws a wrench in the presumption his statement is true. For example, the fact deer live in the woods might throw a wrench in one of Billy's statements here. If you find that statement and present this observation to counter it, you should be home free. And you get a useful idea, I write it down for you in the idea slate. Okay, you can now challenge your opponent's moves. Yeah, deer lives in the woods. Live in the woods. Add it to the idea slate. Alright, I go ahead and do that then, I guess. You need to be careful though, Dad. If you say really stupid things, you will lose credibility with your audits. Ooh, from now on your moves can affect your credibility. If you lose all your credibility, you will forfeit the argument. But wait, hold on, I'm just fact-checking a salesman. Who am I going to lose credibility with? Her, maybe? Me! Oh. Your face is ugly. That's not the idea slate. Okay, I'm starting to like this game. I mean, that may be true. Okay, let me... Okay, your face is ugly. My opponent only believes what he does because his face looks like a baboon's backside. That is what we call a fallacious statement or argument. I think that would classify as an ad hominem. It doesn't make any sense. Deer live in the woods. Deer are most commonly found in large wooded areas away from the bustle of people. But I mean, they can eat your crops. There are crops in the woods. They steal our jobs, so no. Nonsense! They live in the woods. Dad, what are you doing? Making a point. They can't steal our jobs because they live in the woods. I mean, I guess. But I don't think them living in the woods is the root of the problem here. Better than the your face is ugly encounter argument. In fact, taking this approach implies you accept deer could steal our jobs. Yeah, I guess that's true. Just because you can present a counterpoint doesn't mean that's the best angle of attack. You can probably do something else to refute this particular idea. That is actually true. Yeah, but I think the point they are trying to make is they don't live in an apartment complex. Billy, can you tell me where deer most commonly reside? Forests, mountains, and plains, I reckon, right? That sounds about right. And where are we now? New York City. Okay. Exactly, so then tell me, Billy. When was the last time you heard of a deer in New York City? Ah! It's highly unlikely a deer will show up in any city, let alone in New York. Do you really think you can take credit for the fact that there are no deer around? But, ah! Way to go, Dad. Maybe if you're living in the wilderness, you would need your deer repellent. But as you live in the middle of a city, I hardly see the point. I highly doubt Bambi is going to wander down Main Street. It'd be hit in an instant, which would be causing accidents. You see, you do need the deer repellent. Clearly, your repellent is not of no use. So I hardly... Now, listen here, mister. It seems to me y'all are being unfair. I admit you have a point, but you're failing to consider all the finer qualities of this here product. Is that so? I am starting to get the feeling that he will probably die from a lack of deer repellent. That's just a guess. So, sure is. Let me explain to you what y'all are missing, why my product is still useful there. My product comes in a fine blue casing. That doesn't have to do anything. Each letter of the label is hand-painted. Okay? My grandma toiled over the design. Of a spray bottle? I guess of the label, I guess. Clearly, my product would still be useful to you. Ari, I don't think I have any evidence to counter these points. You know, even if a point is supported, it might not be related to the conclusion. Yeah, that didn't... If that's the case, it really doesn't matter if it's supported or not. The point has no place being presented in the discussion. I think I get it. You're saying that in such situations I should question relevance for the statement? Yeah, that's what John Stuart Mill would do. It's not useful for us to listen to statements that have no connection to the overall argument. If we are discussing economics, for example, it really doesn't matter how well you support the fact purple is the best color. Of course not, we all know green is anyway. Yeah, and don't get dragged into a completely unrelated argument in debates. That's always a bad thing. Getting back on track. Oh, now I'm of course now only noticing that she is wearing a purple shirt and he is wearing a green vest. Even if the statement is relevant, questioning can be a great way to see how everything fits together. I guess I should go forward with questioning him then. Question relevance move added. Yeah, that it comes in a fine blue casing is not relevant to why I need your product. How is this related to your conclusion? Blue is pretty, partner. Go on. Therefore, the fact my product is pretty Makes it more useful? I don't think so. Oh. Each letter of the label is hand-painted. How is this related to the conclusion? Art is craftsmanship. And things being done by a machine, that's not craftsmanship. Okay, great, but how does this craftsmanship make your product more useful? Uh, okay, fine, you made a point, let's move on. Same with roof. My grandma toiled over the design. Yeah, again. Quality takes effort, partner. Surely the amount of time my grand poured into it contributes to its value. Not really. Ah, heartless, just heartless, no respect for the elderly. Very well, you have it your way, partner. Billy. Ah, don't hurt me. Oh, the yelling is too much for my heart to bear. Alex, I'm not going to hurt you, just your sales pitch. Oh, okay, that's good. Wait, no, actually, I don't think I like that. Well, I'm afraid there's no avoiding it. Billy, you are trying to sell me a product based on its usefulness to me. But its aesthetic qualities and methods of manufacturing, while nice, offer no function which benefits me. At this point, you are grasping at straws to convince me to buy your product, and you know it. Well, okay then. Huh? It's been nice chatting with you, but I've got clients, alright? There are many fish in the sea, and it's clear you ain't one of mine. Oh, okay, bye. Well, that was fun. Fun? I think you mean infuriating. How much time do you have left for school? If it was half an hour ago that the scene with those two happened, you are late. Relax, Dad, I'm sure I'm fine. We still have... Oh, negative half an hour. That did not take an hour, no. It took almost exactly half an hour. What? You've got to get going. I can't believe you lost track of time. It's all that fool's Billy's fault. Billy is idiotic repellent. Now you're going to be late for school, and you'll probably be expelled, and your mother will never forgive me. Not that she talks to me anymore anyway. Best of its kind, but it's not competing with any... I mean, what would it compete with? Harry's Deer Vanisher? Deer Stopper Liquid, Animal Stopper Repellent, all natural, effective all year. This is a real product, yes. Dad. Maybe we should pay more attention to possible deer in the road. Also, people believe they can sell you on anything these days, wasting our time. The nerve, they think that they're a bunch of fools. Dad! And we can just be convinced we should buy a stupid product we'll never ever need. I mean, aesthetic qualities, I ask you. That was so predictable. Dad, look out! Uh, but I'm not sure the deer repellent would have prevented that. I don't think you should spray it on your car. Chapter 1, Through the Looking Glass. Hey, look, a new arrival. Do you think she is okay? Of course he's not okay, Rousseau. Oh no, a Frenchman. The worst of philosophers. I'm sorry to all French people. I think I kind of like Sartre. It's been a while since I read any of that. Was he even Frenchman? Or am I confusing him with Voltaire? Oh, and my camera is of course in the way of the credibility bar. Well, let me put myself in sort of the middle. Eh, exactly the middle. There we go. Person is not okay, Rousseau. He wouldn't be here if he was okay. Well, maybe it's okay in the spiritual sense. And Socrates. Oh no. The Greeks, even worse than the French. Oh, oh I am incredibly stupid. Socrates was our main character. My head. Didn't think it was possible to feel this much pain. Oh, he even got a Chinese philosopher, apparently. Well, at least a caricature of a Chinese philosopher. Hold on, it's coming too. Hey, buddy, what's your name? Socrates. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. It's Socrates. Did you say Socrates? Oh my god. Oh my god. He's back. He's back. Socrates is back. Oh. They do confuse him for the Greek philosopher, though. Quick, let's take him to the arbiter. Huh? What? No. I love how the credibility bar just went to maximum. Die Socrates. I don't... Put me down! What? What? What is going on? Where have you taken me? Greetings, great thinker Socrates. Ah! The demon! Hmm. Please don't eat me? This is not the great thinker Socrates. Oh, the credibility went down again. That was the noise. Great thinker Socrates was much wiser and far more bearded. Yeah, I could have told you that. You're dead too? Oh no. Oh, thank God. Okay, did it hurt you? Hi, Dad. Oh, you're kin to Ariadne Jones? A sharp thinker. We were just discussing the nature of existence. I suppose I should introduce myself. I am the Arbiter, overseer of the intelligible realm. What realm? The intelligible realm, the realm of ideas. The plane from which all thought originates and the final resting place for those who concern themselves with the art of philosophy. The final... Wait, hold on, what I'm not... Oh, do not worry, Socrates, your presence here is entirely a mistake. You are no philosopher after all. Your interesting name must have confused the existential sorting algorithm. I must have a word with Turing. Turing, of course, is one of the inventors of the computer. Okay. I think he... why am I here? Why do I play a game that requires thinking when I'm sick? He was also the one who cracked the Enigma codes in World War II, I think. And I, still alive. Her knowledge, I'm sure, contributed to his misfiring. To this misfiring. Oh, thank God. Okay, not that I'm enjoying this peek behind the model curtain. I'm not enjoying. But, what does it mean for us? Well, Ariadne Jones. I suppose it means you can leave. Where did that come from? That wasn't there a moment ago. What was it? This, the arm? What? I obviously missed something. Right now in the real world you are conscious. Comatose may be more appropriate. At the moment you step through the gate, you will wake up in a hospital bed in New York. In a large amount of pain, but alive. It's going to be painful? It will be, yes, but you have no need to worry now, Socrates. There's no pain in your future. Ah, I got out of the crash uninjured? He is kind of stupid, isn't he? Not exactly. You don't mean? Apologize for the confusion. I said Socrates was not a philosopher. I never meant to imply he was not dead. Oh. When you leave, you get filed away to the appropriate afterlife, one involving a lot of numbers, I suppose. So, actually in the realm of Turing. Uh, is this a joke to you, Arbiter? No, it's simply the way of our world. You have a life, he does not. There's no way he can possibly leave. But you can't just, he's my dad. Stop, please. It's my fault I didn't buy the deer repellent. Actually, you convinced me that I shouldn't. Or basically, gave me all the tools to insist that I shouldn't. So you are kinda at fault. But, look, as much as I hate it, I'm not sure we can talk our way out of this one. So for now, just listen, okay? This might be the last time we get to speak. Will you just... No, I love you and tell your mother I'm sorry for me, please. Remember to do your homework and water the plants, and then stay out too late. Arbiter, can I talk to you for a moment? Ignored. Of course. What? I was... Hold that thought that. I'll be right back. I was saying my goodbyes. Huh? This is kind of killing my moment. Socrates, I must amend my initial statements. There is in actuality one way out. There is? Yes, an ancient wager set down by the original arbiter and reserved to the best of thinkers. After talking with your daughter, I have decided to offer you a chance at this challenge. You can provide an answer to one of the great philosophical questions. The nature of morality. One request will be granted. An answer? Yes, a way to think about morality that is internally consistent and compatible with the realities of the world. However, in this game you are only allotted one chance, and if I find your answer uninsightful, I'm stuck here. Correct, all parties involved must remain here for eternity. But if he is able to find the nature of morality, we can both walk through that door? Correct. Oh shit, did she offer herself up to stay here too? Oh no. Okay, Ari, fess up. What on earth did you do? Not much. I just told him you're actually a brilliant debater, that's all. What? Are you crazy? I'm an accountant, I can't... I appreciate the sentiment, but we both know that I don't know anything about philosophy. Look, it's not like you're going to be alone. I'm going to stay, and there are people here who know even more than I do. Just give it a shot, please. The rules really don't stop me from asking others for help. No, they do not. However, you will have to use your own judgment to determine whether the ideas that others provide meet the criteria established. I know I'm going to regret this. Very well then, Arbiter. I accept your wager. So be it. The door will reopen when you have completed your task. I wish you luck. Well, I suppose I should get started. Can anyone here help me find the nature of morality? Is that everyone arriving this rumble? I think that was a bad idea. What is that? Sounds like an earthquake. Really? I thought it was more like a football game. Now you've done it. Huh? Yeah, I know the answer, sir, I do. Morality is purely conceptual, it cannot be defined. No morality is found in the circumference of the moon. Ah, what the hell? Let me go. Arbiter, do something. What? Is he not getting help? Call this help. They're going to tear him apart. Oh, well, if you insist. Silence! One of you will come forward at a time and do, and no more. Now, which one of you thinks they can help this accountant answer his question? Oithypro? Typro? I never heard of this one. Huh, this will be interesting. I thought they would go for the big names right away, but I never heard of this. Seems Indian, I guess. Greek, maybe? Or, no, more likely Greek from the name. Or Roman? No, Greek, okay. I am not thinking straight today. Indian? Yeah, of course, Tupro Athens. How do you fare? Quite well, noble arbiter. Who's this guy? Tupro was a prominent religious scholar and priest back in ancient Greece. He famously debated your namesake many millennia ago. Oh, okay. Indeed, my pious ways were known and respected throughout the land. As a sophist, it was my job to educate those who are ignorant, such as yourself. A sophist is basically a debate bro. I see. Hey, wait a minute. This is my child, and I will share my insight with you. My religious studies have given me insight into the nature of right and wrong. Good is what is holy. Human beings are fallible and vain, they make mistakes. You still have your face is ugly argument. I wonder if it will ever work. A god, however, is a superior being. Everyone possesses wisdom far beyond our own. Thus, whatever God commands must be good. And there you have it, the source of morality. Mankind is flawed. Royalty comes from the gods. Is there a problem, child? I'm not exactly religious. I see, poor unfortunate soul, having strayed so far from the light. If you allow your mind to remain clouded, you will never win your way out of here. Clouded, huh? Ari? Isn't that... Well, Tifro's argument benefits from its simple nature, but I can't help but feel he's making it seems more simple than it actually is. That is actually rather similar from many Christian thinker arguments that to have any sort of law, you have to have a lawgiver. And thus morality can only come from God, because it's the only way it is absolute and unchanging. So, well, this argument is actually pretty relevant today with many people, even though it is presented here by a Greek philosopher. And I did not know he debated Socrates. Maybe I should look into this sometimes. Okay, so what can I do? Sometimes by examining an argument closely, you find assumptions that were previously unstated. I bet you could find something here like that. More information is always useful and can help get to the bigger issues. Socrates, is this the answer you seek? I don't think I'm ready to bet my life on the gods just yet, Arbiter. But before, I think I need to ask you a few questions. Alright, Dad, good luck. Okay, by religious studies have given me inside nature and right and wrong. I mean, I don't think there's anything to challenge here. Yeah, okay. Humans are beings are fallible and vain, they make mistakes. Maybe we should ask a clarification about everything first, like pressing in the Ace Attorney games. What do you mean by that? What exactly are you confused about, Socrates? I understand your mind is clouded, child, but I believe my statement is clear. My styles of religious texts have given me insight beyond your own. Ouch. Hey, did that hurt my credibility? I'm not sure. I mean, that's kinda self-evident, I guess. Or maybe I'll try another clarification. Human beings are prone to error. They often make incorrect judgments as to what is right or wrong. Is that clear now, my child? Okay. God, however, is a superior being. Yeah, what do you mean by this? God's abilities far beyond our comprehension. These abilities render them superior to us mere mortals. Should I ask for backing? Like, how do you know that? Well, I think that's better for that. Each one possesses wisdom far beyond our own. Everyone? Excuse me? I said everyone. Your point, child? I've been assuming you were referring to the commands of a specific deity, but... Well, which god are we talking about? Oh, gods give you a strength to deal with this ingrate? That doesn't answer my question. Right now, is there a particular god giving you strength? Does it matter? There are many gods, Greek, Hebrew, Egyptian, Norse. There are differences between them, but any would fit the ideas I describe here. There are different gods added to the ideas later. Ooh. I see. Good work, Dad. Huh? You've uncovered an unstated part of Euthyphros' views by closely examining his argument. Finding things like this can really help you out. If you don't have enough tools, the person you're debating may just hand you some. Now get back in there and fight the larger problem. Wait, hold on, are you telling me this idea is going to be useful? Yeah. I don't know, maybe? You're supposed to figure this out yourself, remember? I think I'm already pushing the helping you threshold, that guy. Right. Yeah, but I think that's where we need to challenge this. Diffro, if you could stop for a moment, I'd like to clear up a few things. You said different religions have different gods, right? Yes, sure it. And sometimes these gods have different views. Indeed, piety comes in many forms. Okay. That is something up. I don't know. I may have found a problem here. Really? That's great. Go ahead and present it. That? Sorry, this is just a little intimidating. What if everyone laughs at me? That's alright, Socrates. I ask myself this question whenever I try to make a video. Especially this one. Just present it, Dad. No one's going to laugh at you. I mean, it's fine. This isn't some dear talent salesman. This is a real deal. Real things are at stake here. Like me. Dad, just present it. Okay, okay. Ahem. Is that so, child? Oh, I think I skipped it over. Can I? Oh. Tifro, there's a problem with your position. It is so. Look, you claim morality comes from the gods and you can trust whatever they command is right. But if the gods disagree, that puts your idea in a weird place. You yourself said we can't judge their wills for ourselves. But when different gods think different things are good, what would actually be good? That would make the gods impossible to use as a source of morality. Right? Hmm? Huh? That was a pretty lackluster presentation, Dad. Hey! While this may be true, the validity of an argument is not rooted in style points. It absolutely can be, though, in, like, debates and such. Despite lacking both flair and vocabulary, Socrates has a valid point, as I believe you already know, Tifro. Yes, yes. So recall the first Socrates made very similar points. And what, you just decided to ignore them? Arrogant son of a... Like you, he lacked the faith required to see the truth. Your blasphemy will not take you as far as you think. Poor child, let me show you where you lost your way. Oh. On divine disagreements. It is true different deities have different desires in my religion and between religions. I admit this may be a source of confusion. However, there are many points on which these divine beings agree. For example, most deities agree it is wrong to kill without cause. Clearly, what the gods agree upon is always good. Is that better, child? Ooh. That's it, Tifro. Thank you, Arbiter. As you can see, my child, the gods overcome all obstacles. Oh. What are you thinking, Dad? Well, his argument's certainly more nuanced now. But something tells me it won't stand up to examination. Huh. Sorry, Tifro, but I still have some questions for you. I mean, I don't think... there's anything to do here. Yeah, what do you mean by that? Just because gods disagree on some things does not mean they disagree on all. But not all. What do you mean by that? I think it is pretty clear, child. To take the life of another is wrong. Many gods agree about this, don't you? Clearly, what the gods agree upon is always good. What do you mean by that? The gods agree about something, we can be sure that something is good. Their collective wisdom is incalculable, after all. But... Can you back that up? Excuse me? Why couldn't something the gods agree on be bad?
Nonsense.
The gods in a superior wisdom would never agree upon something that wasn't good. They would only tell us to do things that would lead to positive ends. To suggest otherwise is blasphemy. Huh. Interesting. Indeed, and if you don't mind, I think I'd like to further examine that idea. New statement added, okay. Clearly, what the gods agree upon is always good. For sure, if things are good, the gods will agree upon them. That's circular reasoning. I mean, gods look at something they would not all agree upon until it was clearly moral or immoral. But... I'm not sure how to counter that yet. Can I back that up? Established gods possess infinite wisdom, have you not? And there may be some slight variance between them. Those infinitely wise beings will surely come down on the same side when dealing with important matters. Like the aforementioned example of murder. Shall we hit the relevance? No. Are you familiar with the Quran? Somewhat. You know, who kills a human being, it shall be as though he has killed all of mankind. But that's only if it's for a bad cause. Most religions have concept of righteous killing. In Hinduism, he commits murder must be considered as the worst offender. Countless examples throughout religions. But what about the things that they don't agree upon? I think... okay, that didn't... yeah, but... yeah, I think I should go for the circular reasoning argument. That they will agree upon stuff what they like, not what they think is... not what an objective observer would think is good. What now, child? She's glaring at me again. No, pull yourself together, Socrates. You have a point to make, so make it. Do you intend to speak, child, or did you just shout nonsense for your own amusement? Right, sorry. Okay, Tufsha, the core of your argument is that morality comes from gods, right? Yes, my child? It's true because gods would only command what is good, right? Yes. Oh, it's so true, there may be hope for you yet. Is that so? Because I think you just revealed a major problem in your argument. What? I have no idea what you mean, child. Really? Then let me ask you one last question. Are things good because gods command them? Or do gods merely command things because they are good? What? I think in the real world it would not be that easy to convince a theist of that circular reasoning, because all arguments, of course, from a theist originate from the supposition that God is absolute and of course good, because otherwise they wouldn't believe in it. Yeah, I don't like religious arguments. They never go anywhere. Look, Otto, you have said over and over that the gods would never ask us to do something bad. That they restrict their commands to things which would be good for mankind. In order for this to be true, wouldn't the things they command have to be already good? They would need to have value rooted in something other than the gods. Oh, nice catch, Dad. Fact is, even in a world where gods existed, they could not be the source of good. They would merely serve to point out good things which already exist. Good things that are good because of other things. I sort of like this game so far, but I think it will be very, very guilty of strawmanning and simplifying a lot of the arguments from famous philosophers. Because it would not be that easy to undermine a divine argument. Like the morality from God argument. It's... oof. Excellent point, Socrates Jones. Very clearly presented. agree, though maybe I should coach you on vocab. Things isn't exactly a scholarly term. For example, he could respond that the whole act of creation and the like would prove deeper insight into all things, including morality. That's where a lot of the arguments that God is omniscient, so all wise, are coming from. Of course, he is arguing from a standpoint of multiple gods that are all valid, which is different from a Christian perspective, of course. But it still stands that still a common argument is that all the wonders of nature are proof of the omniscience and omnipotence of God. Like that, if someone can conjure up like no, I'm blanking on the English language right now. Like if someone can build a whole universe and humans and all in it, something as simple as morality is no big deal to them. Very simplified, I am still. Thanks, I think, but I was concerned with Eutyphros' thoughts. And he didn't address one more about the theist arguments, that for morality to exist, like for an absolute morality to exist, for law to exist in that sense, there has to be a lawgiver. Because otherwise it's just on the changing whims and views of humans. Which would not be an absolute morality. What do you say, Eutyphro? I mean, if he is that easily defeated, they are probably heavily strawmanning him. I have not read anything, I didn't know his name even. Any of his discussions with Socrates, but I don't think his argument was that weak. Are moral actions good because the gods command them, or do the gods command moral actions because they are good? The theist argument would be that things are good because God or gods command them, because they have a far deeper insight that into what is good than humans. So things that even seem to be bad to us, so like killing all the people in the flood, is good because God says so. Because he knows that is best for the whole universe, and thus nothing God says or does can be immoral by definition. No. No! And of course, Euthyphro as our first opponent is easily defeated. Just as I thought, you've got nothing. Talk a bit game, but you clearly haven't thought your points through. There's no way I could accept this argument as my own. It's too holy. That pun was terrible. I already got a headache. Why do you gotta do this to me? It's Ledretch. I try to help save you. This is how you pray me. You want last to win your way out of your child. The gods will smite you for a blasphemy. Will they? Somehow I think I'll be fine. I've already died once after all. What more could happen? You died of dramatic irony. That was pretty godly, I think. There are limits to the extent of smiting. Just you wait. You will be nothing but a pile of dust of smolder. A warning to all who dare insult the gods. Silence. Believe you have heard enough from you, Tifro. Socrates was right to question you. In the end, your philosophy failed to measure up. Go and reflect upon this. But go and reflect. Yes, Arbiter. Chapter 2. An old friend appears. Okay. Okay, Dad. Regress. To deteriorate into an earlier state. Okay, fallacy. A logical flaw. Can't believe I'm being quizzed on vocabulary by my daughter. And qualification? Come on, Dad. Something you need to qualify? Like a law degree? Close enough. Can we stop now? Depends. Promise not to stumble all over yourself like last time. Hey, in that case, I'm the perfect guy. Steering poor Socrates here. I didn't too badly in the end. I earned all the style points. No, you ruined it all with the pun in the end. Yeah, you were at least smart enough to not accept Beautiful's ideas. Though I could have done without the... Holy pun. I'm trying to keep our spirits up. I'm allowed to buy a pun or two. And this is your way of doing that? Arbiter, who is next? There are many philosophers in the intelligible realm. One, however, has come forth with the claim he knows you personally. Ooh. So a pretty modern one? Knows me? Or does he mean Socrates? Like the ancient Socrates. Yes. But that makes no sense. How could he possibly know you? I don't know. Maybe one of my old fraternity friends became a famous philosopher without me knowing? One of your friends? I doubt that. Oh no, well, one of the ancient Greeks. So could this be Plato? Was he even in the same time? I don't know. Well met, Socrates, my old friend and colleague. I believe I can help you on a quest to find the nature of morality. Hey, thanks, actually I don't believe we've ever met before. What? Oh, come on, huh? Must remember me. Look at his face, surely a name comes to mind. Heisenberg? This look does not look like a Heisenberg. Protagoras. They are the good part of this. Well, one of the good parts is that it's introducing me with philosophers I've never heard before. Huh. Protagoras. Could you have forgotten we debated in Athens millennia ago? But I've never even been to Athens. Are you not the great thinker Socrates? No. Well, to be fair, I am a Socrates, but enough. Even if you have sadly forgotten me, old friend, I will be happy to share my lessons with you. Well then, let's hold our discussion together in our own persons, making trial of the truth and of ourselves. Okay, what's this argument? Simple elimination will demonstrate morality can only come from one place. The source is the self. Okay. The conversation with Eutyphro has demonstrated that morality does not come from the gods. I wouldn't say that. It is not proven that it does. Just because, especially when we're talking about gods, just because something cannot be proven does not mean it doesn't exist or is invalid. And also I'm now covering up his argument with my facecam. Should I even have a facecam? I mean, let's put it here. I will, I guess, sometimes cover up poor Socrates, but I am him right now anyway. And clearly morality does not originate from the rocks and the trees. I guess. Thus the only possible source of morality is human valuing. As you can see, man is truly the measure of all things. But can we... No, we still only have this argument. I thought we could actually gather, pick up, like, Utafree's, I already forgot his name, argument that humans are fallible and basically don't agree on anything. Hope my lesson was informative, my old friend. Told you, put not Pythagoras, that's a different philosopher, I think. Chill, that is, at least he's being polite. You don't know how that will change if he discovers you're an accountant. What's wrong with being an accountant? It's a perfectly acceptable profession. And I mean, if we are actually meeting Pythagoras, he could uh, teach him a few things about math he would probably be very interested in. Socrates Jones, what do you think? Has Protagoras found the nature of morality? Is he trying to bait me? I think I'd like to ask a few questions before I make that decision. Certainly, my friend, I'll ask away. Alright, let's give this another go. I mean, that is... let's try clarification. And all other possible sources of morality are eliminated. The one that remains is indubitably true. This is how I intend to prove my conclusion. But it doesn't have to be. Morality can also be a combined effort from many different places. But anyway, let's go along with what he's saying first. Did it though? Yeah, I guess it did. But, it all... Can you explain what you mean? Okay. Yeah, I guess. Are you sure? Basic basis of philosophy. Question everything, especially of Socratic philosophy. Yeah, I guess that's the whole theme they are going for. Morality is not derived from nature. But how do you know that? The flow of the river, the movement of the clouds? Such things do nothing for our judgment. What about the circumference of the moon? What? Also irrelevant. Good to know. I knew that suggestion was ridiculous. But what do you mean by human valuing? Yeah, what does that mean? Apologies, you see, morality is a matter of preference. So... But that would mean that morality changes based on the preferences of the people expressing it. So the result is different for each person. Therefore, whatever an individual believes to be right is right. Okay. I swear I didn't play this game before. We are just on the same page, yeah. It's right for that individual, but no. People can make very bad decisions. I really, really want this statement to be relevant at one point. No, can you back that up? It's the only remaining option, my friend. Is that not enough? Mm, hold on, Protagoras. Yes, friend. Look, I understand where you're going for here, but I can't help but feel an argument based entirely on elimination is a bit weak. Yeah, because he's leaving out plenty of options. Like, for example, that that the whole of society, like a collective of humans, could decide morality among them, or like that all of humanity uh, could have some sort of internal instinct to this, what morality is. Well, which could be kind of the same as like an individual source, but not really, but because it would. Nah. Anyway, I'm just spitballing here. Yeah, especially and once again, I don't know enough about the Protagoras to judge if he is um, presented accurately. If you have any insights, like what they were actually saying, if the game is simplifying it too much or even presenting it completely wrong, please, please, feel free to comment. Anyone is even still watching that is. And also, of course, as I said, please comment if you want to see more videos about this. But anyway, let's first focus on this argument. I mean, no matter how many sources you eliminate, there's always the possibility that there are others you've overlooked. Yeah? Well, if I am to accept your argument, I would like it to be supported by something more. Indeed, I was just thinking the same thing. Yes, I suppose you have a point. Just as insightful as I remember, Socrates. Very well, let me approach this lesson from a different angle. Morality is up to the individual. When it comes down to it, morality is a matter of values. However, different people form different values. There are no things upon which everyone can agree. It would be arrogant to presume that any position is wrong. Thus, we can only conclude that morality is entirely relative to the individual. And there we go. Huh, how interesting. I like this argument. It says I can do whatever I want. She's not wrong. That's not what they say. At least I hope not. At least he is saying that whatever you decide is moral for you. Which is basically, yeah, you can do whatever you want. Well, Socrates, once again, I'd like to ask a few questions. Of course, my friend, ask away. Matter of values. Yeah. Do we have any? No, we don't have any counter arguments yet. However, different people form different values. Yeah. Maybe do we have a clarification? With values? Yes, people believe in different things. They have different preferences. You have to admit that. That's pretty clear. Yeah. Okay. Are they though? What do you mean by that? Not only may people's values differ, they may lead them to make entirely contradictory conclusions. Much like the gods of Tifro. I find that hard to believe. Is that so? You remember our old Athenian democracy, do you not? Sure, why not? Well then, surely you must also remember that on most issues people disagreed on what was the right way to vote. But the point is that they did establish said system to agree on a common conclusion. Some thought our penalties for crime were too harsh, while others thought our penalties were not harsh enough. As you know, it was argued you should be put to death for speaking out. Wait, what? Speech penalty. Oh. There are no things upon which everyone can agree. So that's interesting. So, oh yeah, that is then a good counter-argument. Like, what if my values say your values are invalid? Like, you should be put to death for it. Yeah, but... Can you back this up? Well, it would be arrogant. No, come now. You really believe we can say one believes eating pie is immoral is more correct than one who is against eating cake? Wait, what? That's a rather silly example coming from an academic. Why are any of these things wrong? So you can see there's no way you can say one moral system is better than another. I guess. Yeah, clarify that first. By relative to the individual, I mean that each person may decide for himself what is right and what is wrong. I believe the context should help illuminate my point. Yeah, I think that's where we have to use speech penalty. No? Can I back this up? If I just did? Okay, do we have to change it? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Hold it right there, old friend. I still can't buy your argument. Maybe it's impossible to say someone else's values are wrong, but that's simply not true. Yeah, people do that all the time. So, come on now, old friend, not impossible, arrogant. We really believe we can say one who believes eating pie is immoral is more correct. Like to put forth a different example. You have said there are individuals who believe that those who speak out should be executed, did not? Did not? Of course. But I was thinking about the position of those individuals. And it occurred to me, without a free and open debate, we wouldn't even be able to discuss the things we are here. An excellent observation, Socrates. Thank you, Arbiter. Pythagoras, for just a moment, consider the consequences of that argument. If free speech were punished so, society would stagnate, science and thought would come to a halt. Such side effects should not result from logical thinking. But free speech is one of many things now considered to be rights. Society is improved by their existence. Can we really argue that those who believe such things should be persecuted have validity? And that of course would lead to a whole another can of worms about the limits of free speech. Like, is defrauding someone free speech? Is threatening someone free speech? Is calling for wars and genocide free speech and all that stuff. I hardly think it's arrogant to express doubts in his position. That is actually kind of impressive. Indeed, well constructed, Socrates. The fact is, while you can argue most things are based upon the individual, your philosophy falls apart when dealing with extremes. Yeah, but that's also true for free speech. The limits of free speech are very highly debated. Its positions are indefensible, regardless of what an individual thinks. Thus, morality cannot be entirely determined by the individual.
Nonsense!
Oh, but he does have a counter-argument still. Appreciate the energy, old friend, and you have raised some good points. I must confess, though, I'm a little confused in why you have suddenly changed your position on free speech. Wait, what? I don't know what Socrates said about free speech. Thank you, Ari. Do you reckon Socrates was anti-free speech, Dad? Though, come to think of it, that didn't stop him from complaining when he was put to death for blasphemy. Yeah, okay, I knew that, but I didn't know that he was anti-free speech. Everyone makes mistakes. Oh, regardless, my counter-argument is solid, right? No, not quite. What? There is some good points, but not perfect points. Give me a moment, I will show you the flaws in what you just proposed. It is true, my friend, that most people agree on things such as free speech. However, that does not mean such things are universal goods. That is true. I don't... For example, if one was to yell fire in a crowded theater causing mayhem and panic, it is hard to see how that instance of speech would be then be good. Don't use the fire in a crowded theater argument. Use things that are when you are trying to argue against free speech. Use things that are more commonly illegal, like fraud, threats, lying in court. Like, is it not free speech to give someone a false alibi? Why is that punishable? Like, use things that are more obviously and more harshly criminal. Just general advice, I guess. As morality is affected by the situation, it cannot be objective. He has an argument there, a very strong one, I think. Yeah, I do personally believe that morals are somewhat fluid in that the circumstances are in some ways dictating morals. Like, we had the argument that, of course, everyone agrees unjust killing is bad, but what is an unjust killing? Is it wrong to kill in self-defense? Many would say, of course not. I was threatened and I had the right to kill someone. Is it wrong to kill as a soldier? Some would say, no, the law gave me permission to do that, so it's not wrong. And or from another perspective, I had to defend my country, which is not quite as strong as an argument when you're attacking another country, but you know what I mean. I somewhat agree to that, yes. But how do we counter it? There you have it. Rights as a legal institution may be good, but the morality of how you use them can vary. Yep, legality is not morality. Do not conflate those two. Very interesting points. Very well, Socrates, you might now ask Protagoras your questions. Of course, Arbiter. I don't think there will be a clarification. Principles you named earlier, such as free speech, are indeed widely held. Is all I'm saying here. But can you back that up that most people do that? I find you seem to have an unfortunate habit of questioning your own conclusions. Perhaps you would like to withdraw? Oh, I was just testing how well you understand my points, that's all. Yeah. Yeah, do not question your own stuff. You're just making yourself weaker. However, that doesn't mean such things are universal goods. Simply put, nothing is absolute. When you think something is a universal truth, we are probably failing to account for all possibilities. Hmm. I mean, he is kind of right. The obvious counter-argument is if there is actually a fire in the theater. Yelling things to deliberately create panic hardly seems an unquestionable good, does it? That's all I'm trying to say. Okay, but... Back that up. I really don't see what's wrong with yelling fire. What? Fire? Where? God damn it, Voltaire. We're playing watch this again. God, we're all going to die. We're already dead. We're already dead. Ah. Gentlemen. Why not? There is no fire. So can this refrain from causing unnecessary panic in the future. Sorry. Old friend, I believe you have just demonstrated my point. You should always have the right to be carelessly, but that does not mean doing so is good. As morality is affected by a situation, it cannot be objective. I think my statement is pretty clear. Is that what he's saying? I don't think the speech penalty... Oh, I mean, if I remember correctly, philosophy is that morality comes from the individual, right? Ah, okay, I think I see where it's going now. Okay, that seems to be correct. Yes, my friend is correct. Let's see. Pythagoras. You have indeed raised an interesting counterpoint to mine. Thank you, old friend. Does it mean you are ready to accept the validity of my teachings? On the contrary, you see, I also demonstrated why it would be foolish to do so. What? Just argued that morality can be affected by a situation, correct? Yeah, but his argument for the individual morality is also an argument for a situational morality. So I don't think that's a contradiction in itself. Yes, the actions that would be correct in one place could be incorrect in another. Indeed, where are you going with this? That's an interesting observation, but it runs against the grain what you said earlier. What if morality is affected by situation, and there are clear factors other than the individual at play? That sounds weak. The situation is though also a part of the individual, of other individuals. I don't think that's a contradiction. Oh wow, that's right. And now I notice I'm more always covering Ari, not Socrates. But anyway, I don't believe it. Seems to me you have two choices, but both have the same result. Would either maintain the assertion that morality is situation dependent, and your philosophy is undermined, or you could reject it, thus giving credibility to my original complaint. But either way, the idea that morality is entirely individual is thrown into question. Yeah, I guess I see what he means. Once again, if there are people who know more about Socrates' argument with Pythagoras here, please enlighten me. I would be interested if the game even slightly accurate presents them accurately, because I highly doubt so, to be honest. do you have to say to that? And I very much doubt that a pro-Greek philosopher would be defeated that easily. Socrates, your theological techniques have not dulled in all these years. Perhaps my position is indeed on shakier grounds than I realized. Given me much to consider, I could write a thesis on it all. And you too, Protagoras. Just may have been onto something with your idea that correct action can change based on the situation. Finding out why it does, that's going to be the hard part. Protagoras, you're dismissed. Thank you for your input. Thank you, Arbiter. Socrates, I believe you have it in you to win this great wager. Just as you did before. Wait, what? Oh, Socrates already escaped from here. Ah, interesting. By relentless questioning, I assume. Goodbye, my old friend. What did he mean, as you did before? Ah, I thought you would have figured it out by now. Huh? Taking on the Arbiter's challenge is no easy task. In fact, through all of time, only one has ever had his wish granted. And what? Yes, your namesake. The great thinker Socrates, the wisest man in Athens. Unlike the other philosophers, Socrates was never sure of his ideas. He was always questioning, always challenging himself and others in the pursuit of the truth. Never satisfied with any of the answers that were provided until he disappeared. Disappeared? Yes, without a trace. That's a remarkably epic picture for him. Simply vanished into the ether, never to be seen again. What happened to him? Was it his wish to leave? No one is quite sure. The last person to see Socrates on his plane was René Descartes. And according to Descartes, the only thing Socrates said was, "I found it." You found it? The answer. Oh. That's my namesake. I really hope I'm not expected to live up to that. I think you are. Chapter 3, The Social Contract. Now we are getting into interesting stuff. Well, the original Socrates may have bested the Arbiter's challenge, but we are 2 philosophers down, and I don't feel any closer to a goal. It always seems to be just out of reach, doesn't it? Don't worry, there's still near infinite perspective to examine. In fact, I already have another philosopher ready for you to debate. About the social contract. I do wonder. Who could that be? Wonderful. So who's the next philosopher? Is it another Greek dude? Because frankly, I'm getting sick of Greek dudes. No, this one is British. British, like Locke? Was he British? Or was he American? Oh, how exciting. Yes, I'm simply ecstatic. What's the matter, Socrates? Do you no longer wish to continue? Hold on, I never said that. Of course I wish to continue. Dad. Well, then give me more on Socrates and I will bring the new philosopher out. I don't know who that is. Eh? Eh? Hello? Arbiter, are you sure this is the right guy? He isn't doing anything. Maybe he's dead? Yeah. Technically. Humbug! Who are you? If he can speak. Of course I can speak. It's illegal. I just chose not to. Waste time with small words, and small words are the money of fools. Or John Adams? Did he look like that? No, John Adams was American, right? No. Wait, was this before America? Ah, fuck. Don't ask me such questions, why am... Wait, who is this guy? Hobbes. Oh, okay. Ugh. I am not very familiar with Hobbes' teaching, unfortunately. He has cool background music. And but, if you do want me to continue with Thomas Hobbes here, please do leave a comment in the description, because I'm not sure if anyone will even watch this until the end. And I'm not sure how motivated I am to continue, because this game might be very infuriating if it does a bad job, but it might also be very impressive if it does a good job. So, and it might be some fun fun audience participation if you also want to continue these arguments in the comments. Please be respectful though, oh god. But anyway, what I am trying to say is, I will end this video right here when we are introduced to Thomas Hobbes. And this might be the first video in a series, or the first and last video of this game. There's even a second game if you really want more of this stuff. But yeah, that's it for today.